Alright everybody, hello and welcome back to the Battle of America Season number 2. I'm SP Revolution 5. I'm joined tonight by Complexity's co-manager, and I'm not sure how to pronounce this. It's Xen?
Yeah, or Xen, however you like it.
Okay. And it's going to be Complexity up against VoidBoys. So Xen, thank you for joining me. Drag and Drop I thought was joining me, but he's not online, so hey, I'll take a new co-caster anytime, man.
Glad to be here.
Yeah, I've got a little bit of fuzz from you, but it's okay. We can still understand you right now. Yeah. And guys, please tell me if he's louder than I am. I've actually just gotten new speakers, and so the headphone setup is a little odd at the moment. Just want to make sure that everything still sounds good, and it hasn't all gone to crap. Anyways, big shout out to everybody for coming out. I know we don't have matches on Dota 2 Lounge tonight, but I know this one is on Dota 2 Best Yellow, and it's going to be a pretty big match. VoidBoys have been quite the shocking team here. I don't know if you've been able to watch many of the matches in, but they took down Not Today in the first round 2-1, and then took out Rebeldes 2-0 in what were relatively close games.
Yeah, I've watched some of these games, and they're really looking quite strong. Especially in the early phase, they have a really good roaming supports, always acting active on the map, and they have some potential, I think, yeah.
Yeah, they definitely are one of the up-and-coming NA teams at the moment. And Complexity, of course, we all know. They're the squad that is really looked at to possibly even take the whole tournament. Them and Not Today really are the two big American, either North or South teams at the moment.
Yeah, I don't think it's currently this one-sided. I mean, there's already room for a surprise or something, so especially with these teams, VoidBoys and the other teams looking quite strong at the moment. There's
Wheel
still
for
room.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Wheel will actually be waiting for the winner of this match on the 30th. I believe some of our other matches are being delayed a little bit here, it looks like. But we do have Not Today coming up later tonight, which is sure to be a good match. It always is with them.
Yeah, always fun to watch.
Yeah. Anyways, getting into the draft a bit, we see VoidBoys banning out a good bit of that initiation, Tidehunter and Brewmaster. Complexity get rid of a bit of the push, and of course the ding-ding of the Ogre Magi. Nobody really wants to play against it. They'll ban out the AA. Could be looking to pick up a bit of heal, although AA has just risen in popularity. VoidBoys picking up the Faceless Void, which they have played very well, but they're not relying on it. It's not just a gimmick because of the name. And then Elder Titan, of course, who is one of the more prominent supports this patch. Complexity with the Vengeful Spirit and Batrider combo. Now, Xen, who was it? Bloody Nine has just left the Complexity squad. I was told by Beef that he was never really completely on the squad. He was just kind of a placeholder for a little while, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
So, Dragon Fist is really standing in for you guys now. This is the second match he stood in on the Battle of America. Are you guys considering him as a stand-in? And feel free to no comment or anything on any of this.
I don't know. We're just quite open for the 5th slot right now.
Yeah.
So I can't say really a lot of the Dragon Fist. So yeah, I don't know really how the things will involve, and it's quite open currently. So there's nothing set in stone.
That's good to hear, though, because the team being open to flexibility is a great thing when there's roster changes involved, because you don't want to get a new player in and then be like, we hate him, get him off the squad quick, because obviously that's not going to go well for team chemistry. They will ban out the Puck and the Nakes on the side of VoidBoys, still very scared of initiation. They want their team fights to go really well right now, just so they can get that Faceless Void and Earth Splitter combo off, I'm assuming.
Yeah, but Complexity spans AA and Scarif Mage work perfectly against Faceless Void. That would be a really devastating combination with the ultimate, the Elder Titan Spirit nearby, and AA ulti or Scarif ulti blasting by.
Yeah, that's as well. I wasn't even thinking about the Elder Titan aura. I was just thinking big picture. But that's a really great point, because Scarif Mage hurts already. Add a little bit of extra magic damage on top of that, and just ouch.
Yeah, devastating.
Let's see Viper picked up now. What are your opinions on Viper, Xen?
I don't know. Viper can create a lot of space, especially if she's like early active from the mid lane on. But I don't know, she falls off quite heavily, especially against Batrider. I don't like it that much because if the Viper gets picked early on and has no chance to involve currently in the mid game, she's obviously one of the strongest heroes, I think. But if she has a hard game in the early games at the game start, if Batrider catches a fast blink and gets a kill on the mid lane or something, could be quite difficult for Viper to stand ground. Yeah, let's see what complexity will pick now, but yeah.
My apologies, guys. I'm gonna have to bring the stream down. It'll be back in 2 minutes. I think Bex was streaming on Doom TV too, and I'm glad I realized it before the game got started, because there's not a 2-minute delay on the stream. So we will be right back in just a moment. Of course, you won't miss anything. It'll be just a second here, so hold on. Glad I realized that, though, you know?
Yeah, I know that.
Okay, let's wait for it to go down, and then we'll bring it back up. The Windrunner, though, coming out from Complexity, a very flexible pick. A pretty good pick against Viper, even, and Faceless Void as well.
Yeah. Hit a big shackle in the ultimate, and the Faceless Void is kind of useless. I mean, they're still lacking some outside damage right now. Currently, it's just like the Earth Splitter and the ultimate of Void, so VoidBoys might need some damage from the outside, some heavy AoE maybe or something.
Yeah, they've got a lot of range damage on Complexity, so if they don't land a really good Chronosphere, there's going to be a good chunk of damage, at least from the Windrunner alone, and the Vengeful Spirits are backing her up to hit the Faceless Void inside. But VoidBoys are already planning against that. They've got the Abaddon up, a hero we've seen multiple times, and right now, any one of these heroes can be a core. I wouldn't say Faceless Void or Viper would really work well as a support, and we're probably going to see support Abaddon coming out. But it's still a very flexible lineup, and you kind of have to keep that in mind when you're drafting against a lineup like this.
Yeah, still they're just like playing very tanky heroes at the moment. Faceless Voice with Bad Track, Elder Titan, of course, very tanky. Also Viper with an Abaddon beside them. So they are really tanky and they might be hard to kill, but I don't think right now the damage output, especially in the early and mid game, currently is this good from VoidBoys. Especially they don't have anything else with really synergies with the Chronosphere except the Earth Splitter.
Yeah, and I would expect that to be picked up as a 5th pick. Witch Doctor's still available in the pool, and he can do relatively well against a Batrider who's trying to drag its enemy into his own team. So you throw the cask at him, and then it instantly is going to bounce over to an ally, and just create chaos in the team fight. As well as just being good with the Faceless Void, seeing as Chrono gives you great lockdown for Witch Doctor ulti. The only problem is then you have to run with Abaddon.
There's also a Venge. If someone in the Chronosphere goes outside and the Venge is not in the Chronosphere, Venge always can sacrifice herself, which is a very big deal if you don't get the core kill inside in the team fight, and Complexity is managing to turn around or something after the Chronosphere. It could be devastating.
Yeah. I'm trying to make sure stream is going back live, because I'm not getting it right now. Trying not to picnic too hard here. I've been lucky enough not to have these kind of production issues up until today. So, Silencer coming out for Complexity, and one of these heroes is definitely a core, be it a mid or a safe lane hero. I'd like to put my money on Wind Ranger just for interest to watch's sake. That's a really awkward way to phrase that, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, it's quite open, I think. I mean, Batrider is open to do the off lane. Even in mid, he's not that bad as he was in the last patch. So
he is one of those heroes who can lane against Viper, which is not an easy task to pull off. But so is Silencer with the disarm coming through. That could be very big.
Wind Ranger mid would also be a possibility, might. So yeah, the power shot is not magical, I think. Oh, it is magical. Wait. But so there might be a chance for Wind Ranger to farm mid. Especially with the evasion, she might have a good chance to stand against Viper.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken about Windrunner, I want to say that Windrun it may only be physical projectiles, but now that it disjoints projectiles, it may actually be better up against the Viper.
Dire team pick.
Yeah, for sure it is. I really think so.
Because you could disjoint the Viper strike, theoretically.
Yeah. You would be able to, I think, yeah.
Okay. We could be completely wrong on that, guys. Please, no Flamerino.
But I think, yeah.
It's a good matchup for Windrunner, and I really feel like she's a strong hero that a big part of the metagame has ignored. And I'm really excited to see her, but Complexity are looking very squishy. With this last pick, they need something that's able to tank up, and that's why I'm kind of surprised VoidBoys bans out the Broodmother.
It's all depending on the silence ulti. I mean, a good silence ulti, perfectly timed, could ruin VoidBoys initiation.
Yeah. And then if they don't have initiation, they just need to rely on Faceless Void being incredibly farmed, and if he can initiate, he's probably not been able to get incredibly farmed the entire match, because he is a hero who gets a little bit of farm in the lane, but then is going to go off and farm heroes.
Also, I don't think the Abaddon is really that effective right now, because of course you can work against the Bat Rider and the Vengeful Stun, but with the Wind Ranger and the Shackle are possible two heroes getting shackled. It's always difficult for Abaddon to even position himself right to get a nice shield off without being catched in the Shackle.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's a Dragon Knight, last pick, so there's
very tanky.
Bit more pressure, yeah, very tanky, bit more pressure, also stun at it. And I guess he could kind of work outside of the Chronosphere as well, with Breathfire and some other hits.
Yeah, it looks like we're still having some issues on the stream.
10 seconds remaining.
I don't know how to get Hitbox support in on this, because apparently people are saying...
I can call them.
Okay, that would be great, yeah.
I know them.
It's like if you refresh, you lose the stream. And I told everyone to refresh, of course. They will pick up Razor for Swindle, though. And a very nice pickup against most of these heroes. Being able to drain off damage from pretty much everyone but Viper is going to leave them without a source of damage dealing.
Just wait a second, I'm talking with the support right now.
Yep, no problem.
Unlikely, the main support is not online right now, so...
Yeah, and of course, if you guys in the chat could let them know, there is a Spanish stream. I mean, obviously you won't be able to understand the commentary, but you can see the game on the stream, and it's better than... Well, you didn't see my ugly mug here. The pub stream overlay was still up. Sorry about that.
Okay, now we see the laning. Actually, Lim seems like he's... Yeah, seems like he's in the forest.
I'll let you go ahead and introduce Complexity, actually.
Okay. We have Z-Freak on the silencer, who's currently walking towards top, but I doubt he will do the solo lane there. They might expect VoidBoys to run a solo lane themselves. We have Limp currently on the Bat Rider, waiting in the forest near the rune spot. He might even swap to... Oh no, yeah. He might even swap to the off lane. Woomiender currently playing support Vengeful Spirit on the Blum lane, and Swindle Melons on the Razor.
Yep.
Safe lane farming.
Over here on the side of VoidBoys, we've got Fly on the bot lane, Abaddon playing the off lane right now, or possibly a dual lane with Mercy Please, who's going to be on the Faceless Void. In the mid lane, we'll have Burning 12-15. I'm assuming not the actual Burning, because that would be a bit of a long distance stand-in. Yeah. We've got a Mega Poner on the Elder Titan, and Tiburon, or the Shark, as my Brazilian friends have told me, on the Viper.
Yeah,
and of course,
looks like...
I'm SP Revolution 5, joined by Xen, Complexity's co-manager.
Yeah, hello. And it looks like we really have Limp on the offlane currently, and Z-Freak's heading to bottom, and Elder Titan support top, I guess. That's awkward. I didn't expect them to swap it around like this. Dual lane, offlane for VoidBoys, Abaddon and Void. I mean, they're pretty tanky, but I don't think they can do much against the Razor.
I want to say they're the team who's run this in quite a few strats, but they usually pick up Abaddon against a Mirana, rather. Although that may be E-Hug that I'm getting confused with here.
I don't know. Abaddon against Mirana is like good counter or something. But
yeah.
I don't
haven't seen them
really
pick
see
it
the
up.
synergy right now. I mean, of
Yeah.
course they're pretty defensive on the off lane, and they could gain some XP right now, but they don't have any tool to really stop Swindle from farming.
Yeah. The problem is they have 4 melee on their team. Of course, Dragon Knight can be ranged, and eventually he will in the team fights here. But for now he's melee, and they're against 5 ranged heroes.
Yeah, now
who-
Zifik is coming to bottom. Let's see, maybe they want to do initiate. Oh, wait, of position Abennen.
Yeah. He'll pop the aphotic shield to get the silence off him, but that just opens the door for a stun from Moon.
Oh,
He
nice.
does get the suicide off, and Swindle looks to fall here, actually, as Mercy Please, the time walk forward, one more right click will do the job. First blood goes over to Mercy Please. Even though his teammate was the first to fall, that was a suicide. Nicely played by VoidBoys there. Kind of baited Complexity into an overextension, and managed to turn the fight around very quickly.
Yeah, maybe the status link was popped a little bit too early, but right before the initiation, so Void has a lot of damage to put out right now in this team fight. So if Swindle Melons would have waited a little bit, I think that could have ended better, I think, yeah.
Yeah.
But still,
Dire's middle tower
we have Dragon Fist against Burning in the mid lane, and that DK really is under harassment, you could say.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be under harassment from the Windrunner. And Dragon Fist being, I believe, one of the top MMR players, if not the top in the Americas right now. He definitely has a lot of mid lane skill. And he's not going to have them draft a hero that he doesn't play well. Because that would be, honestly, a bit embarrassing for him, by one thing. But then again, he's going to play lots of heroes very well. Mercy Please will be forced to time walk away, but he is out of mana. And that's a dangerous position to be in against a Silencer. Because they actually get Batrider killed off by a neutral. Oh, while he was jungling, I assume he bought out here. I hope.
It doesn't matter that much on the first levels, it's not that really big of a deal. So let's see how the Writhing Breath Fire of DK will happen in the mid lane. And at the moment, Dragon Fist is 20-7, and he only has 8 last hits and 1 deny.
Yeah. Once he gets his bottle really up and running, and he's going to be doing that with the first bottle, so he'll be able to spam Breathe Fire. Just another drain coming out from Swindle, getting some extra damage to last hit with him. Fly, going to be out of mana pretty soon. He doesn't even have a target for the Mist Coil, though, so he can't get that off, and up until he ran out of mana, Aphotic Shield was on cooldown, so not much hope. We do have... I'm just going to check real quick. Oh, yeah, I remember these. There's the I Believe I Can Fly effigies. And then a beautiful effigy from Moon Meander, which we'll just get away from right now.
Yeah. So we have Elder Titan stacking with the jungle right now. Trying to siege some XP and get some stacks on, maybe for the Dragon Knight or himself to farm. But the Dragon Knight, the Elder Titan really lacks some XP right now. He really needs to do something more. He needs more levels. He needs some natural order, I think. Just the spirit and the level 1 stomp won't help much, really.
I mean, you can get some damage off with it, but all of that damage has been balanced to a point that it's kind of dependent on natural order providing a real buff to it. So without natural order there, you're not really doing much at all.
I mean, the spirit is fine, some damage, but if you have no point in the natural order, the spirit isn't doing the damage it used to do. And right now they have Mercy Please on the Void mana low, and now it's the time really for the tri-lane of Complexity Gaming. They face with Void, no mana for a time walk, they have Silencer who can even drain in a bit more.
Yeah. And Silencer are very good against those heroes that like want to rely on 2 or 3 passives.
Okay.
Like the Faceless Void. He will be able to time walk out of there with just enough mana for it.
Yeah, stick charges used. So I believe there was 10 stick charges just for an escape. And that's really not the way he wanted it without getting a trade. So good trade for Complexity there.
Yeah, and all they really expended for it was the static link to initiate. And still got a bit of extra damage out there. Now they will be spotting out Batrider, who's trying to interrupt the pull here.
But there may be a problem, man. They just stacked the jungle, so if Limp spotted this, I don't think they have it tested.
Yeah, he could easily just come in and steal their stacks. I mean, Elder Titan can throw out the Spirit just to, like, wash him, but...
once
then your hard carry is like, really? You're just gonna watch him take my stacks? But when there's nothing you can do, there's nothing you can do. I mean...
Yeah, still it's shared XP again for the Elder Titan, which uses...
Yeah.
Yeah, he needs really much XP to gain effective in this game.
Now, Dragon Fist is level 6, isn't skilling up that ult yet, which I honestly think at level 1 it's not that bad anymore, especially with only a 75 mana cost. But your other skills are also so much better that you kind of can't deny bypassing it, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And now GK is rushing the magic wand. Have a better stand in the mid lane, I think. Getting some 6 charges from power shots.
Yep.
But still, it's kind of even. If we look at XP, it's still kind of even also in the gold, so it's all open right now.
Yeah, just the little advantage they were able to get with that first blood kill is really all they're holding on to here. Mercy Please does get silenced up, though, before he can time walk away. 63 damage over to Swindle, and they're really able to pressure this tower, not only with the extra damage Swindle's been able to get, but with Moonmeander's level 1 Vengeance Aura.
Yeah, they just... I think VoidBoys really run into a problem right now, because in the mid lane GK really is having horrible farm, and the only farm on the carry right now is for Viper on the top lane, and I don't think Viper will handle this situation alone due to the mid game.
Yeah, he's got a Midas, so his mid game will be weak.
Swindle has awesome farm, and the Dragon Fist maybe even getting the kill mid. Yeah,
he will. The double damage plus the ability to dive tower with Wind Run up, especially with only 1 point on that. I'm actually kind of surprised he went ahead and dived, but he's got 1,400 gold right now.
Yeah, he's
honestly, if he wanted to, he can still get a pre-10-minute Midas of his own. I don't think that's going to be the case, but
really.
Yeah.
I mean, in the late game, Silencer will wreck Faceless Void, kind of.
Yeah.
And with a Wind Ranger carry, he can deal a lot of damage, so I don't think they really have a problem right now. I think it's in the hand of VoidBoys to do some action. They can just relax, farm a bit more, just like dominate all the lanes. No, Abaddon left the bottom lane, leaving Faceless Void alone. He just can gain XP. Without farm, I don't think he will be so effective. Just the Chronosphere is not enough for VoidBoys at the moment, because only the Viper and the DK could maybe put out some damage out of the Chronosphere, but so the Chronosphere will pretty much just be disabled without have the possibility to do okay damage in the meantime.
Yeah. Meanwhile, though, we'll find a Z-Freak here with the Invis Rune. Gets a stun off, gets a Breathe Fire, and one more hit in there from Mercy Please. We'll finish him off. Swindle.
Yeah,
not feeling so comfy. Yeah, he will throw out that Plasma Field just to kind of discourage them from engaging further, but...
Void will gain level 6 at any moment now, so...
Yeah. Taking a look at network... Whoa, okay. I did not mean to predict that, I swear.
Yeah, man, it's just... At the moment, VoidBoys just have one lane, which farm is very nice, actually. And Badrider Limp is doing okay-ish, kinda, with his farm. He could be better, but still they're like 2.5 cores for complexity who farm pretty well right now. So if they keep on going with this strategy, VoidBoys will be in the, I don't know how to say, bad position.
Yeah. Just wondering, Xen, where are you from, man?
I'm from Germany.
Oh, okay. I was wondering because you had a bit of the European kind of accent in there. It's not that I can't understand you, though. I don't mean to insult or anything here.
No problem. I can also talk British English if you like. I thought they would be pretty much better, yeah.
Mid lane, we've got a Chronosphere out and a dead Dragon Fist laying on the ground.
Again, it's again the rotations of VoidBoys which catch Complexity out of guard, which make them, give them the possibility to just keep on going with the farm.
It's about initiation for them on the side of VoidBoys. They know they've got a lot of melee, and if they don't get the good initiation off, they're really going to fall behind in these fights because they're just going to get kited to death, basically. Mercy Please gets stunned up. He's going to get healed, though, by the Mist Coil.
Yeah, Moonbird gotta be careful with Dragon Tail. Still the range for him for some seconds.
Yeah.
But knows the Freak's coming.
And TP's in as well. They'll get Void away. Burning... He's going to be okay, actually, but the Aphotic Shield could be able to purge off the stun and get rid of some damage. I believe that was Moonmeander's stun. Moon does get the deny off on the tower, though, and very nicely done by him as well.
Yeah. Still, level 4 Elder Titan, nearly level 5. Lowest XP in the game right now. Not where you really want your Elder Titan to be.
Yeah. Not really the ideal position at all. He needs that level 6 to really contribute in a big team fight. I do like the fact that he's got 2 in the stomp, though. Just adding to its damage and also adding to the disable duration to let his allies get in a better position, possibly. That Void did a great
I think really still the natural order would be better for the team fight, especially against in combination with Dragon Knight and Viper. They could really stack up from minute 15, and I don't think Complexity would have a really good chance to stop them for the next 5 or 10 minutes.
Because even with Razor on the field, I mean, sure, his unstable current kind of means you don't want to target him with abilities, but he's still relatively squishy. He's only sitting on 11 armor here, and most of that's coming from his Ring of Aquila and extra Ring of Protection as well. And then only about 1,000
in the mid lane.
He's actually going to get Windrun on, and now a Drain coming out as well. He is slowed down because he tried to attack Windrunner. Shackle doesn't latch. They'll actually get an aphotic shield off on him, and the Magic Stick is going to be enough to keep him alive. Nicely done. Abaddon's ult popped by Moon Meander, and he's just going to back off after that one. But that's your blink for Limp in the jungle, excuse me, coming up on the courier right now. They've managed to create enough space for their offlaner, and
maybe Dragonfist should have get into the better angle or to the teleport in, so he could land the shuttle 100%, including the Abaddon. That would be huge, but
yeah, definitely.
I don't think you can really expect that.
Bait them into TPing right behind their ally with a Windrunner on the team. Will be a tough thing to do, but
next
pretty
smoke
cool.
is popped, and they're getting the shackle off, running some trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's pretty dead at this point, but nice stomp from the Elder Titan. Those 2 seconds are going to mean that Burning's not disabled for too long. He'll get a breathe fire off, but the silence coming out. And Mercy Please is coming in looking for a chrono, but they'll stop it. Moon Meander going to be going down in the jungle over here as Windrunner finds a double damage back in the river.
Yeah, still a worthy trade for the Complexity, I think.
Definitely, yeah. But Faceless Void, I mean, in the offlane, normally we see him get almost no farm. He's actually sitting on 32 last hits right now, which is not great, let's be honest, but it's not that bad either. He's actually got enough for treads, and now his Mask of Madness will be up as well. 13 minutes in.
He just missed 1 kill. He was just he had a point in every other kill. And that's where his farm is coming from right now. And also, after Complexity just left the laning phase, he had decent time against Middle Melons on the bot lane. XD's getting some XP. And with the early Master of Madness, I think they might be able to do even more. Yeah. The Global Silence is on cooldown, so now it's the time for VoidBoys to push some towers.
Yeah, we are going to see, though, a swap out on Moon Meander up top, or on Burning, rather. And actually, the silence coming off, he'll get silence, but does purge that off him thanks to Abaddon and Moon Meander. Well, being a bit of food for the enemy team at the moment. Glyph comes out, double damage up for Dragonfist as well. There's the Shackle, doesn't manage to latch, was very close though. They'll take down the tower with Viper. Batrider comes in with the lasso, but it gets purged off thanks to the Abaddon once again. And Burning, he's going to get hit with the silence and the disarm here. Don't think he really minds, though, because he's going down anyway. And Mercy Please coming in on the Chronosphere, takes down 1. They also get hit by the Earth Splitter. The Elder Titan level 6 coming in just in time. And meanwhile, dominating spree for both Tiburon and Mercy Please, and a double kill for the Viper. Not 3, but 4 actually will fall when you consider that Moon Meander had already died in that fight and is now trying to make his way back toward the lane.
Yeah, disastrous fight. I don't know, maybe Moonbeander is getting picked off again now. He's fine. But they really shouldn't take those fights to just contest the tier 1 tower.
Yeah.
VoidBoys lineup is pretty much just only team fight base, early team fight base composement, so yeah, I don't think really Complexity has a lineup to stand against them currently. They need some farm on the silencer, get him some boots on the... Yeah, also Swindle needs some bigger impact right now.
Yeah. We are going to see Swindle going ahead and... wrong hero. Yeah, he'll pick up the drum. Gives him a bit of movement speed, and when he's not going for something like phase boots, I think that's just fine. Razor's the hero who does very well with movement speed items, seeing as his passive keeps that scaling up for him. But I I think we need to see either a BKB or an Ags out of him next.
If they wait like 10 more minutes and they don't kill Viper in the meantime, the Midas will pay off for the Viper, and
he's already got a mech, and he's about 1,500 away from his Ags as well. Silence comes out on VoidBoys though, and Mercy Please on the run. He'll get taken down by Silencer, losing some intelligence as well. But Z-Freak stunned up in the back lines. Dragon Knight will find the revenge kill out on him. 1-for-1 trade, 5-10 though, with VoidBoys taking the lead, and they also have about a 3k gold lead and a 3k experience lead right now. It's not looking good for your Complexity fans out there.
I don't know, it's still 3k, so one team fight could turn around.
Of course, yeah.
The whole thing, yeah. The main problem right now is these shackles really don't hit right now. So some of them were quite unfortunately. I don't know. I really thought that at least 2 shackles he tried would hit something, but
yeah, like that one on top lane for sure.
Yeah, I mean that he had a tree right beside him, so
yeah. The micro jukes coming out from the Dragon Knight made it impossible.
So, yeah, those were team fights without a shackle that really connected, and I think if the Dragon Fist lands a good shackle, they could turn a team fight.
Yeah, we are going to see the 4 staff up on Windrunner now. She had part of it on the Courier just a moment ago, but there's a stomp coming out from Elder Titan. It'll grab Moon Meander, but I don't think anybody's nearby to back it up, so no big deal. They do take a tower, though.
Also, the Midas on Dragon Fist completed, so Battle of the Midas. So right now the Viper has 3k gold advantage over the Windrunner, but the Viper kind of has an extinguish point where she doesn't really
scale
that much from much with Midas anymore. And on the other side, Wind Ranger always is a hero which always nicely scales from the hand of Midas, because with much farm, Wind Ranger can really get a really hard carry.
Yeah, with Ag's Maelstrom, it's just the really big combo we've seen come out. Actually, Swindle getting cornered up. There'll be an extra stun out from Burning, and they will take him down with the Breathe Fire. So Burning finding yet another kill here. He's got 2,500 in the bank, and I'm assuming that's for either a drum or just a straight up BKB. Yeah. As much as he's saving, it's probably BKB.
He might also go for Shadowblade, I don't know.
I wouldn't go for that against Complexity
team. Yes, some Chinese teams still build the fast Shadowblade on Dragon Knight, but
if he was gonna get it, I'd like to have already seen it by now. But he is approaching 3k, so it is doable right here. And generally, you do want to buy that out all at once, because with ranged heroes like Dragon Knight, it's fairly obvious what you're building.
With the items, again, general idea is to have the surprising factor and get with the first uses of Shadowblade. And when the others see like a Claymore or the Shadow Armlet on the Dragon Knight before that, they will easily be able to buy some sentries or dust even before he finished his Shadowblade.
Yeah. Guys, those of you that are watching through Gosu Gamers or the embed, I don't know what's up with Hitbox. In between games, I will try to take the stream down again and bring it back up. For now, for those of you that can watch, I don't want to take the match away from you, so thanks for your patience. Sorry for the confusion and everything, but we're going to get things rolling once again here really soon.
Yeah, Swindleman is currently going for a BKB himself. But it will be hard, really, to get some farm, because the Aghanim's Viper is already finished, and yeah, with the Viper Strike and Swindle Melons, he really has to be perfectly positioned to not die and have a little bit of input in the team fight. Now they're trying to initiate on the Braces Void, and they will get him.
They'll actually get the Razor ult off as well. Global Silence comes out a little too late, though, and Mercy Please will be able to retreat. And Swindle, he gets hit by the Viper ulti, he's just going to TP out.
Yeah, but in initiate in the middle, Omega Power dies in the meantime, so
they will make a good trade.
This is what really, again, unfortunate for the Complexity. Oh, and a nice Chronosphere.
A beautiful Chrono. It actually caught 2 there. Dragon Fist going down. They'll just ignore Z-Freak at this point, and he'll be able to TP out here. That is one weak thing from the side of VoidBoys. They have a little bit of lockdown, but they don't have that much TP interrupting stun. I mean, they have Dragon Tail, sure, and technically they have the Stomp, but you have to react very quickly to get the Stomp off. And you need to just get lucky with Faceless Void to be able to interrupt the TP.
Yeah. Still VoidBoys, still looking pretty good. Initiate on the mid lane. But
Nice swap. Yeah, just a great swap to save your teammate there. And actually, the Curse of the Silent coming out with Burning, unable to cast anything thanks to his lack of mana at the moment. He'll actually pop that magic wand and then idle about a bit, realizing he's disarmed.
Yeah, and he goes for BKB. He will have to finish if he want to right now. Yeah, there it is. And that will really be an important timer right now against Complexity. Because if they don't really land perfectly lasso and get the timings right this time, they could really get a disadvantage right now. It's still 4k XP and 5k XP and 4k gold, so still not that much of an advantage from VoidBoys, but if they lose another team fight with the BKB on Dragon Knight, I think they could really have an awful position from then on.
Yeah. BKB though now up for him, of course, and Silencer has picked up a hand of Midas. This is something I saw your boy JC do, I believe, yesterday, or maybe the day before, in order to get that
Aghanim Scepter, yeah.
Yeah, and the refresher eventually.
It's
the ancient
like
apparition thing.
the maiden style.
Yeah.
In 7.8 or something. I don't know.
6.78.
6.778. Yeah, that was it.
It was a year ago now.
Yeah, but that was very common, and it was once very common on supports to build Midas as well, especially on heroes like Silencer with the Aghanim's upgrade. It's worth it. And yeah, we're in the bad position right now, so there's just like a little bit of hope to get the fast Aghanim Scepter in like 10 to 15 minutes on Silencer to be able to do much more in the team fights meanwhile. Yeah.
I'm gonna turn you down just a tiny bit. I think we're even now though. No problem. Okay. It looks like the stream is working everywhere but on Hitbox.
Yeah.
We're going to try to reset that in the break, guys. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for passing the links around in the chat, which is thankfully still working. And until then, just enjoy the game. We've got Elder Titan now with his Yules up. 23 minutes, not the greatest of timings, but for the position he's had to play in this game, I think it's fine. There's a nice stomp just to zone them away from the tower. They're forced to use the glyph to try and keep it alive, and they might be able to get an engagement off of this, but they actually won't be able to. The next Elder Titan Spirit comes out, threatening a stomp, even though it's on cooldown.
And Swindle Malice has to go back. Silent Soldier is pop, but I don't think he will be able to stand the ground. He needs to PP out, and he escapes in time.
Luckily, that ult was zoning Void away from him. Mercy Please didn't really want to jump on him with the Razor ult going, so...
Yeah, maybe some outer hits on the Razor could have stopped this TP with the Viper already TPing in. I think the Void could have stayed and tried to get a Lucky Bash. But yeah, on the other side, you were talking about the Aghanim Scepter on Silence. There may be also the possibility to just rush a refresh instead of Aghanim Scepter. It's also the possibility, rather how your team benefits from having them more silenced or the dot included. So yeah, maybe also refresher up before the Aghanim Scepter on the Silencer.
Yeah, we will see Maelstrom already coming up in the Windrunner, and I think we all know where this is going. Scepter should be her next item, theoretically. Maybe a Sheep Stick, if you really want to. But I'd say getting that Scepter up immediately after the Maelstrom is really important, because otherwise, your damage isn't reliable.
And they have been spotted in the Roche Pit, so they will just push the mid lane.
The bot, the top, the mid lane, one of them.
Yeah, all of them, it's the best. So
still better than Revo. Whoa!
Nice reaction from them with the Blink Dagger there.
I've never actually seen a girl
now. BKB is popped.
Oh my goodness, they're baiting out so much. That was literally a zoning chrono. But Swindle, he's not going to get into the pit in time, and Mercy Please still going on Roche. She'll be able to take that down and pick up the Aegis right now. They already take down Moon Meander, and I think VoidBoys are looking to take more.
Yeah, but I don't think they can without the Dragon Knight. That was actually a pretty good trade for the complexity lineup. I don't think they really have successfully be able to really contest the Roshan, so this is
Yeah.
a very good trade actually. They still get the Aegis, but getting a Dragon Knight in exchange for the Vengeful Spirit in this situation, and wasting the 10-second BKB on the Dragon Knight.
Okay. I gave it a shot. The VOD is still recording, so we're fine, but I was like, yeah, let's just try, while there's a pause, resetting the stream a bit. Just seeing what happens. Hopefully that'll work for you guys. Sorry I'm so concerned with the technical issues here. I hate that they've happened, you know?
Is under attack.
Yeah. It's sad. I know it. I was once streaming on Hitbox as well.
Yeah. I like the platform, don't get me wrong. It's just, it has a few kinks to work out, and it just doesn't have the viewer base of Twitch, honestly.
Yeah,
But-
but there's room to improve, I think. I mean, I was casting like half year ago, or nearly
Yeah.
a year ago on Hitbox, and it still has improved in a massive amount of time there.
Yeah. And I got an email last night that they just rolled out a new update that's like their beta or something. Preview the new Hitbox TV, yeah.
Yeah, also including the Android app.
Yep.
Yeah, maybe we should focus on the game a little bit more.
Definitely. Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah, we have Maelstrom finished on Wind Ranger currently. VoidBoys heading bottom. Really, and every trade complexity is getting right now is a good trade for them, I think.
There we go.
So, if they lose the bottom tier 2 tower and in getting the tier 2 tower in exchange on the top lane, I think it will be a good trade. And they're pushing mid as well currently, so.
Yep. And it looks like the stream did go back up thanks to that reset and the pause, so we're good to go. In terms of advantage, though, let's take a real quick look. Yep, it's absolutely even in terms of net worth. Only by 50 gold to VoidBoys, or 30 gold now, but I'm not going to give you a live update on that.
On the GK. The GK kill was amazing for complexity. The best what could have ever happened while VoidBoys are doing Roche.
Yeah.
Dire's top tower is
Yeah.
under attack.
Let's see what he can do with the Aegis. He's running top now. Mask of Matches is activated.
Oh, the
Silencer is
silence.
popped, and it will just PP out. And lucky
But he gets the bash!
Bottom
Yeah.
tower has fallen.
That was like a second hit bash. He'll get hit with the last word, but he doesn't have anything more to say, really. He just needs a swing of the good old Battle Fury there. Awkwardly enough, though, he's not going to be able to finish off those creeps.
Still nice reaction from the Freak.
Yeah.
Seeing Void coming at him.
And it was a
Well-
necessary ult, I feel. Of course, there's always the chance that he could bash you down, and that you probably would have baited out a Chrono anyway, but I
You
think
never
it was
know
necessary.
what's around. I mean, if Void goes so aggressively, and then, we saw there was no backup really for Faceless Void, but if he comes so aggressively at you, I mean, you might always want to pop the global ult and
Just in
like,
case.
turn
Yeah.
around, yeah, just in case someone is also standing there, and if he hits a Chrono on 2, there might be a problem in a problem. So
It is going to be a Shadow Blade for the Dragon Knight, though.
oh, that's a late one. I don't.
It's really late. I understand why he did it, though. He needs the BKB up against this lineup. They have a lot of lockdown. I know it won't help you against Batrider. It'll kind of help you against Silencer, but not by much. But
Rider has 3.2k gold right now. Wonder what he's doing, but
I really wonder, yeah.
gem carrier. So yeah,
BKB, probably.
yeah, could be. Although they only have really to worry about the DK, and if he lets us the target, there's always a possibility to get a shield off from the Abaddon, which pops the
Yep.
yeah. So maybe BKB is not the perfect choice for the Battle Rider in this case.
Yeah, it's very possibly not
I
going to be
think
the best.
really Shiva's Guard may be better.
Shivas would be really nice, just to slow down these melee heroes and add to the kite ability, if that's
Yeah.
a thing, of complexity.
Position on the top lane, and now they're ready to push the tier 2. Yeah, and Complexity realizes they cannot really protect the tier 2 tower, and they're just like trying to get a trade, push the mid lane a bit. And yeah, we see there somehow will be a point where Complexity will have to take the fight, and let's see how much they can farm. Seems like AC on the way for Razor.
Radiant's top
Yep.
tower has fallen.
And
I like that pickup.
maybe, yeah, going for the 4 stuff. There it is.
Yeah. He definitely needs some more mobility, especially when he's forced to use the Eul Scepter offensively to initiate on the enemy team. I think a Force Staff for him is really good. It also, of course, amplifies his mana pool, gives him a tiny bit of HP regen, so really just all-around good pickup.
VoidBoys still need to be careful because
Yeah.
Viper is about to reach its extension point. Like, he is close to having the farm that you want to have on a Viper and getting the max efficiency on the hero. So if they don't manage to end the game in the next 10 to 15 minutes, they might have a problem on the bot
We
lane
actually
here.
have, yeah, Swindle. He got chronoed up, hit with the Earth Splitter, and one more tap from the Elder Titan will bring him down.
Did he buy out?
I believe
yeah,
so,
like-
yeah. He's 500 from his AC now, unless he has that recipe on the courier, which he doesn't. But that's the Ags up for Z-Freaks. So they've been able to buy themselves some time. I think they looked at the Midas on Viper and said, hey, he's going to have a peak, but he's definitely going to peak and then fall off. And this is one of those situations where net worth can tell you something, but it's not really going to tell you how effective he is.
It's all up on the Dragon Knight with a decent amount of impact in the late game, especially with the Dragon Tail, but on the Void,
He's not going to have enough farm.
and the Void really doesn't have enough farm to really carry the game on its own with the Viper in the late game. So he needs some farm, he needs, I think, some Chrysalis, and they're really smart using actually the fact that Razor is down and that they might not have a buyback. So they could actually...
Yeah.
really-
Oh! The Hackle Shot coming through, though. Elder Titan Spirit looking for a good stomp. They'll get another power shot off. 4 staff away from Dragon Fist. Nicely done. There's your lasso in on Burning, though. As Swindle pops the ult. Burning will BKB up, but he won't get away here. 54 seconds down.
What's the Courier doing there?
Wait, what?
Seems
Oh
like
my...
it's in the middle of the fight, in between a tier 3 range.
Go home, Courier. You're drunk.
Yeah, perfect trade actually for complexity. They hope the tier 3 tower, some damage has been dealt.
They actually get a big advantage out of it as well.
Yeah.
I mean, they use some big cooldowns, but that is a Razor AC up. So his buyout not going to waste from that last fight.
Yeah, they're going to get online raw.
And that's the Ags up on Windrunner as well. I believe it was up before that fight, and I just didn't notice it, but... Yeah.
Yeah. Also, the shield against the Shackle is very weak, and we saw that.
Yeah, because if Abaddon gets shackled, well, he can't do anything. And
Even
if...
if the shield's a target that is shackled.
Yeah, there's still another.
Yeah.
And...
They can't move, but they can attack and cast.
Oh! I didn't realize
I
that.
think that's okay, because I didn't realize it before, but right at this fight, they had a huge shackle here in the between Viper and DK, I think, and DK got the shield after the shackle, and he will still not be able to move again outside.
Yeah.
Of,
Oh, but there's a chrono. It's gonna catch Swindle and Limp. Dragon Fist gonna come in
Nice.
here. Nice hit there with the shackle shot. And actually, the swap coming out from Moomiander is what is really making this fight work. He does fall, but Burning's gonna get dragged back and killed off yet again. And
yeah, the E just popped before the Void died.
oh no. It's disastrous for VoidBoys. They'll be on the retreat right now, but they may not have the chance. Limp gonna go in. He does Yule's up Tiburon to look for a lasso, but doesn't have it right now. And Tiburon will go down, though, to Swindle. His ulti cutting through that BKB very nicely. Omega Poner looking for an escape route, but not really finding it at the moment. As Razor has brought down that Viper like I had just talked about. Limp Yule's up into the air defensively.
But
One
this
more
is
time.
like they missed the timing to really get the good push. They didn't have the Aegis anymore, and in this case, the AC, the Aghanims upgrade from Wind Ultimate really catch them off guard,
Yeah.
especially with the Silencer ulti, also with Agans. So
And Windrunner has 2,700 in the bank.
all in his own hands.
Yeah, Windrunner's going to be going for Mjolnir. Most people say, well, you don't need it. I honestly say it is.
But it's very good, especially with the ultimate.
Yeah, because it's, what, 150 damage compared to 120. I mean, it's 30 extra damage per proc, but you got to remember, it's also 30 damage times, like, 50, because of how many times it will proc with that ultimate.
Yeah.
So
It's also very good to escape, and if you wind run and have the effect on yourself when everyone's attacking you, and you have the evasion online.
does it still proc?
Yeah, the effect will still proc, so...
Oh, wow. Yeah, because it's just a chance when someone attempts to deal damage to you, I guess. So
Yeah, it's just... As the moment that the shoot pops out, there's the possibility to have a trigger on the Demonia.
yeah, and Windrunner definitely doesn't want to be going for a BKB. She prefers more those aggressive item choices and damage-dealing items.
Next push on here for VoidBoys. Meanwhile, the tier 2 is getting pummeled on the top lane.
It's going to go down before they can respond, I think. Yeah, they can fortify and try to move Elder Titan in, but this is a bad situation for him to be here. In fact, Moon Meander, he'll find the stun. There'll be a TP in from 2. He does manage to Yule's Moon up, and Moon could be falling here. However, the stomp misses, actually. Swamp comes off from Moon, but...
Oh, nice bait. He's wasting a lot of time.
Okay.
Right,
yeah, and he's at that point, he just stands back and says, okay, take me now.
I mean, he really is the hero on the from all of the heroes that it has the least farm and
Yep.
the least XP, so it's not that big of a deal. He goes down, he's 30 seconds respawn timing, and this is a bigger fall, I actually think.
Yeah, Swindle Balance getting bashed up. There will be a Yule's up on Void. And he will get the slow off on Swindle. His damage getting drained though. BKB coming out from Swindle. But there's the Windrunner on the back lines. Has the Focus Fire up. And it's going to keep proccing that Mjolnir proc. And now, Dragon Fist looking for the Shackle. Won't quite get it off, but they do get a lasso. Stomp tries to come in from Elder Titan, but is silenced very quickly. The rest of the team on the retreat. As the Aegis goes down, Void going down shortly afterward. And just great initiation from Perplexity. However, Dragon Fist getting jumped on mid lane all alone here. No wind run available either. Tries to force staff. Will get it up the cliff. Does manage to dodge that Elder Titan ult as well. And a Mega Poner lifted into the air there. Nice escape from him. I didn't think he was going to get away.
About. VoidBoys really missed their timings. I mean, they're not in the position to actually do those dives at the moment. Even with Eventual, who's not having the strap down, they dive really deep into the Radiant territory, and they really have to expect someone else to be there.
Yeah.
Huge mistakes.
And it's where Complexity are able to find this comeback. They've kept the gold even enough that they've never really been that far behind. So, in a way, it actually is a little harder for them to come back because they don't have that comeback assist gold, you know? But,
kind of Midas, and they really played it kind of perfectly. Of course, there were some people out of position sometimes, but that was always just creating space for other lanes as well. They need to take the risk to be catched just to create some space for the other heroes, and in this case, they just like stopped VoidBoys from doing really heavily advantage plays, which is like getting Iraqs or something. They just kept them away from their old buildings by taking risks and awaiting the time that their lineup will be in the upper hand, and I think right now they're in the upper hand.
yeah, we do have Mercy Please on the mid lane.
Yeah, and there's nearly enough gold for a refresher for the Freak on the Silencer.
Oh my goodness. The Silencer is very stacked. In fact, he'll just be buying it out right now. He's headed to the shop. There's not quite enough, actually, but it's 300 away.
That's amazing.
Uh-oh. They move toward the courier. But Dragon Fist is waiting in the shop. He's going to escort this courier on its very important mission.
Oh, Chronosphere on the mid lane just for Swindle management. There's the Silencer ult. BKB is popped.
Swindle will go down, though. He does have buyback. His ult is still up, but they're waiting on this refresher for Silencer, who does have it on the courier now, but he needs to get back. He needs to get mana, and then he needs to get the courier as well.
Yeah, that
Rays are going to be forced to buy back right now. There's your Shackle of Mercy, please, though. The Windrunner ult already being used. He'll be able to move now, but Burning already dragged back into the base at this point. He's going to go down without much of a fight. Earth Splitter comes out from Elder Titan. I believe that connected on two. A Stomp to follow it up to keep them locked down for a second. But with Dragon Knight already down, the team of VoidBoys is on the retreat. Fly, he'll pop the ult. Omega Poner looking for some extra damage in there. Does get the Yules off on Swindle, but got slowed down because of it and isn't going to be able to get away too easily. Tiburon hit by a Shackle. Dragon Fist landing some magnificent Shackles this game. Nice stomp there by Omega Poner, going to allow him to get out. They do take the tower, or they had already taken it.
As well.
Yeah.
He just jumped over the cliff.
And he'll be working on his own Mjolnir. In fact, he does have enough for it, but it will forfeit his buyback at the moment.
Yeah.
So
That's actually pretty sad, because just the Mjolnir won't save them. It's still not enough damage. He needs really some impactful damage items, and MKB could be a good idea against the Windrunner, especially also for the automatic bash, and maybe a Crystallis, Daedalus would be a good item to have. Just get some more damage. I don't think the Mjolnir really
adds to your damage that much. It's not like the Windrunner where he's proccing it every like quarter of a second. It's more a defensive item pickup, and I'd even say kind of a utility item pickup, just to be able to guarantee your bashes a little bit more. Which is good, but when you need to just kill something instead of keep it stunned, it's not the best idea.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you want to do? Bash something forever, or
he gets
one-hit it?
Focus fire. He procs the 20% chance, and the Windranger
that is true.
itself also pops him 20% chance in 8 shots. So it's still equal, but the Windranger has the advantage because he's a gigantic attack speed.
Yeah. And he's going to be dealing more physical damage out to Void, despite backtrack, simply because Windrunner does have that perma evasion, if you'll call it that.
And if Windranger gets an MKB at this point, it will be very hard to stop it right now.
Yeah.
Maybe going for BKB first. I don't know. BKB
I don't like a BKB here.
Really?
I don't think it's that useful. She's staying out of the fight. She's got a lot of kite ability. It's going to block the Dragon Knight stun, the damage from Viper ult, and the stomp, but that's about it. Burning, gonna get dragged back right now. He will be going down pretty quickly. Yep, Dragon Fist managing to find the kill there with the focus fire. They'll drain out Tiburon right now. 112, 140, even more damage going over the way of the Razor right now. And Mercy, please, gonna get a chrono off, but Razor's ult was already up. Moon Meander gonna sacrifice himself. That'll take down Void's physical damage for now. Dragon Fist does manage to get the evasion off, and he can't be hit here. They'll slow down the whole team there, force Staff himself up the cliff, back into the base for the retreat. But they still are not able to quite get out of their base at the moment. Every time VoidBoys pushes in, they keep making the same mistake though. They send Dragon Knight in, he gets lassoed, he gets taken down.
Yeah, still, they're just focusing the melee reacts all the time, and they just won't get it. I don't think they really can get the melee reacts at this point.
They need to go, and Mercy Please is doing it right here. He's going to get some permanent damage out on the range racks at this point. There was a buyback from Dragon Knight, though. He'll get shackled, won't latch. And Batrider blinks in. There's your global silence, though. No chrono, no ults for most of the team. Only Abaddon's still up because he hasn't been under fire, but I think they're kind of saving him for later, you know?
Yeah, but they're just like feeding complexity right now. They're running at the base all the time. The Rex will regenerate, and right now, if you look at the graph, it favors complexity on and on.
Especially by
always out of
XP.
position. Yeah, they need to get Aegis first, and on the Dragon Knight, put Dragon Knight in the front, and let him bait out the lasso, and
get back up.
Get some damage on the Rex.
Okay, I like this pickup though. Omega Pwners picked up a Lincoln's on the Elder Titan, and I can go ahead and tell you, it's for Dragon Knight.
Yeah.
However, my question is, do you see that buff as an enemy? You don't, right?
You see it as an effect on the hero, yeah.
Okay.
So you can see where the effect actually is. So still, there's so much that can trigger it. The 4-star on the Wind Ranger in the first place. Of course, the 4-star on the Batrider as well. I don't think it's a very good idea to get on these Lincolns. It could be useful, but the best thing actually, beside the lasso, would be the focus fire to trigger with the Lincolns.
Yeah.
And yeah, the problem also is they need to as you can see, the effect you can also see it on the vision of complexity.
Whoa. Are you seeing that though? The Lincoln's bubble is like stuck here after Dragon Knight changed forms.
It's awkward.
Volvo, please. They will get... No, they won't quite. The glyph comes out, 100 HP on the range tracks. Tiburon...
They're just betting time for the silence ulti.
Yeah. They're trying to bait out the lasso, but complexity... They clearly can tell that something's up here. They'll throw out the shackle. There is a lasso available. He won't blink in with it just yet, though.
Yeah,
they're throwing out so many bubbles on this Dragon Knight. Damage drain comes out. There's actually a great chrono off from Void despite the global silence. But Mercy Please taking huge hits. He's actually going to go down. I think he tried to TP out in there. And Limp manages to drag back Burning. This could be the final bell for the push from VoidBoys. They did manage to get a half a Rax off of it. And they take down Razor at least. But a nice shackle from Dragon Fist. He continues to amaze with these shackles. He'll take down a Mega Poner as well for a triple kill. Maybe looking for a fourth as well. If he can track down Fly here. Who will a Photic Shield up. Ultimate down for 30 seconds. Does pop out that out Photic Shield. And that's an ultra kill for Dragon Fist.
Melee Rex successfully defended. And they might get a Rex right now. Let's look at the buybacks. There's
none.
No buyback at all for VoidBoys. So they just pushed without having a single buyback. And the pushes they did before weren't successful, so...
I think they thought that that was going to be, okay, we either win now or we don't win.
Yeah,
because they know they're on a clock. Viper's going to fall off.
But they should have really get Roche first. I mean, yeah.
He's not up. That's the problem for them. And
yeah,
they're in a situation where they need to Roche, but they can't because they don't have time to stall anymore at this point. Oh my goodness.
That was stopped by the shackle before, right before. MKB is it's now finished on the Wind Ranger, and there might be 2 Rex even.
Yeah, as we do have Batrider. I mean, he's not the greatest pusher, but he's something.
Silence.
They will TP out. They're going to play it safe here, and I think that's smart for Complexity at the moment. You don't want to get caught in a 5-man chrono and not be able to,
If you saw the last engagements of VoidBoys into their base, they also only used one of their ultimates, Global Silence, because he always refreshed after he could. So he didn't stack them actually, and now in 10 seconds he has the chance to do 2 ultis right after each other.
14 seconds of no spells.
And that would be the first time he does it.
Yeah, and until then he's just been holding on to this refresher. Now, VoidBoys will be able to secure a Roche here. I almost 100% believe they're going to be able to take it with no question.
Limp could go for it. You could check it.
Are they going to go?
Mind actually.
They check with the Dragon. They're going straight for it. He throws the Molotov, trying to get somebody on the cliff. Roche dropping low. Limp looking for it. They get T-Baron on the cliff. The Aphotic Shield, though, saves Mercy Please. He'll get a chrono off on 2. Global Silence comes out, but Mercy Please doesn't care. He's got a BKB up already. Nice swap by Moomianer. Mercy Please dropping low, though. He'll fall. And he's going to be down for 78 seconds. Swindle Melons now under fire. Godlike Spree on Dragon Fist, but a nice Echo Splitter, which is not the name of that spell. Who cares? Takes down Dragon Fist and Swindle Melons. That is a ton of gold for the Elder Titan. He's sitting on 3k after that.
Didn't see that coming, and if the know that the Viper still is on the top there, and he doesn't have a TP.
He doesn't have room for a TP
right now.
Oh dear.
Check that, yeah, then you see him. Yeah, the air splitter really was amazing.
Oh no.
Fight. It would have been GG if he didn't hit this good air splitter. He killed Swindle Melons and Dragon Fist with it, so
yeah,
couldn't have been better.
Sorry for calling the skill wrong there. Echo Splitter.
Oh.
Earth Titan, Elder Shaker, whatever.
They really should change the names of the ultimates with an Argonauts update, I think. Would be nice.
Yeah. I still want to see the Ags come up on Elder Titan. I mean, I honestly think the stats would be good on him.
I think his ultimate is, even right now, too good to really anymore.
So why not get an Ags and make it better? Like...
No, I don't think it would be a good idea.
Yeah.
The S-Splitter is really hard to hit, but it's so powerful. I mean,
it's when you do hit it that it matters.
Game. It can turn a whole fight in the late game if he hits it. I don't think it really deserves an upgrade of Aghanim's.
I mean, 35% of your max HP.
That's
a lot of damage. Not to mention, you can amplify that with Natural Order.
Yeah.
Now it is... Is it now... No, it is still half magical, half physical. Okay. I was making sure, because it said magical damage at the top, and I'm like... That can't be true, is it?
No, that's not true.
Yeah.
Right now, Moonbeamer might be able... out of position. He got his 4th stuff nearly, which is nice, so he could maybe... save 2 people out of Chronosphere if he doesn't get catched himself.
Yeah.
And... yeah, we'll see.
If he doesn't save for buyback now.
Yeah. Yeah, 40 seconds.
He's not going
and
to.
Lexi
Never
can-
mind.
So where did the Aegis go? To Viper. I don't think Viper is the right choice to handle the Aegis at this moment.
I don't think Viper's in that much danger of dying. He's died 3 times this whole game.
And if he stays alive, if he
He's
would've-
gonna be the last one.
That's no impact. He could really dodge out some Viper strikes, the ultimate, but against a Windrunner who's already had max attack speed in his ultimate, and I don't think it's a good idea. Swindle Melons really does his damage to the Eye of the Storm most of the time, so I don't think the Viper Strike is this effectively anymore, so I think the Aegis on Dragon Knight or even on Faceless Void would have been better.
Yeah, I'm... Hold on 1 second. Trying to make sure. I think we might have matches on Dota 2 Lounge tonight.
Okay.
Maybe. No.
The smoke's coming through the mid lane from Complexity. And meanwhile, on the bottom lane, VoidBoys.
Okay.
Ooh, and Complexity might want to sneak into the base. They might want to just get some T4 damage and cut them off where they will retreat or something. Yeah. Just looking for a push. Maybe just backdoor the top tower. Yeah.
There's only 2 TPs up for VoidBoys on the Dragon Knight and the Elder Titan.
They spotted it through the creeps. So
Yeah, Mercy Please grabs one though. Actually, he grabbed 2, but
Structures are fortified.
yeah,
they're made out of glyph at least.
It's very important.
Yeah. Especially with the racks already down, I mean...
That was such an easy move. Really awkward positioning of VoidBoys. I mean, they had a need to carry some TPs. Yeah. They all made some space now. But still. Elder Titan, 3.7k gold. No, 3.8 gold. Still have no TP currently and a free slot in the inventory. I don't get it. Always carry rule number 1. If you ever play a public match, a professional or whatever, always carry TP. Especially in the late game, it's so important.
Yeah. But, I mean, that extra 3 armor, Kappa. so good.
It's not just Swindle, it's also the Elder Titan. It's also
Yeah.
Viper. Okay, Viper just has the Aegis and he has no space anymore, but he might get some
Some
boots of
story.
travel. Okay, MKB on
MKB.
the... Yeah.
And I believe a TP as well. Yeah, it's going to be a TP for him and Fly. But Limp, he goes in. He actually gets stunned up here. They will get the silence off, but Burning, he doesn't have another stun right now. He will get dragged back. He's got cheese. If he can just get it off, he will get it off, and he'll walk into the chrono.
Bad fight for boys. Z-Freaks getting...
It's going to go down, but they lose the Void and the Viper's Aegis. I mean, at this point, they've lost so much, and I don't believe Viper will have it. Yeah, he doesn't have a TP. He does BKB up, though, but Dragon Fist, oh my god!
Yeah, it's some serious damage on him. But again, he dies, so it will be harder to push. Let's see if they can get something out of this.
Oh, nice swap! Oh!
With the Lincoln Sphere proving its worth.
Yeah. Definitely worth buying, but now
Yeah.
Windrunner will blow back into town, buy some Boots of Travel. They've got 2 buybacks up.
2.
Unfortunately, though...
Baden, so there's no cores have buybacks on VoidBoys side, and I think this will be game. I don't think they can even handle
Dire's
a
top
single
tower
Dragon
is
Knight,
attacked.
Dragon Fist at the moment.
Yeah. Judging by how quick that Viper just melted.
It-
I mean, look at the tower! Keep in mind, Dragon Fist isn't even critting the tower because he can't.
Yeah.
And it is...
Attack speed.
Dire's middle
I-
tower has fallen.
Massive damage. And
Wow.
This is GG. They can...
It's GG. I mean, I'm not one to just give up on a game at any point because I know it's never over, but at this point, it's pretty over.
There's no way they can turn around this.
Yeah, they're called GG now. I was about to say, if they turn that around, it would be the game of the century and also the throw of the century, I think.
VoidBoys just missed the timing on the push. They missed the timing on their Roshan. They should have...
And their draft in general.
Yeah. Now, I don't think the draft really was a matter in this case. The draft was alright. They were able to fight complexity early on, and they would have been able to even get a Rex, I think, if they would have hit the timing and the Roche timer right. Yeah.
We'll be right back, though, with game number 2, guys. A great game number 1 coming out from Complexity, and a pretty decent game number 1 coming out from VoidBoys. Not the greatest I've ever seen. Where did my mouse cursor go?
Just tab
Okay.
out.
There we go. But, yep, nice to have you, Zen. We'll see you next game. If you could just mute your Skype in the break, that would be perfect.
Okay. Yep.